I have a new challenge. I want to use as many dinos and kill as many bosses as I can. I want to go from Dillos to Rexes. If you want to watch, drop a follow or subscribe to one of my accounts. Okay guys, so as we get into this video, I have added a somewhat of an intro to this, which was my advertisement for this series, just to explain the challenge for anyone new coming in. My first priority in this video was just getting some basic housekeeping done. I hadn't set up much of a base, but I feel I should sometime soon. I wanted to get plenty of metal smelting to start working towards the indie forge, but my biggest focus for this stream was to get cave dinos, because long term I was going to need so many artifacts that if I started sooner, at least it would save me some time, because it'd mean that I had more time to respawn and I'd have been stockpiling artifacts from the start. So my first go-to today was actually to set up a trap. This clip here is showing that I didn't set up the imprinting correctly, and it was going to take 11 days to imprint one Dillo, which is ridiculous. As I set up the trap, so whatever I tamed I was going to carry all the way back over to my base. I decided that my first focus was going to be just a quick peek for a high level next to me to see if I could find a partner for my current Sarco, but I was going to head over to the Redwoods to either get a Thyla or a Direbear, because both of these can work well in caves, and I just had to hope that I was able to find one easy enough. But this is when my chat reminded me of the fact I was meant to be taming tech parasaurs. This should work as a source of electronics, oil and metal, which I did keep forgetting about, so thank you chat. I did actually manage to find 2 tech parasaurs fairly quickly. This one was actually right next to a Spino, and I was hoping the Spino wouldn't attack it. What I didn't realise was the Spino was actually being chased by the Rosino, which was quite funny, the fact that Spino was running in fear. As I went over to the Redwoods and I was just looking around for high level, seeing what I could find for caves really, I did notice one Thyla, and I wanted to see if I could actually hit it off the tree, and to my surprise I was actually able to, but this in future did lead to me getting a bit overconfident and actually caused death, which some people have seen from actually my shorts content where this was originally shared from. So as I come up to the next Thyla, he rips me straight off, and no matter what I do, I can't save myself and I die. After getting back with the Pteranodon and recovering all of my stuff, I went back to hunting for as much stuff as I could. Sadly, the levels here still weren't great, which was an absolute shame. Luckily though, when I was flying around, I did find a Thyla which was a level 105. It wasn't amazing, but hopefully it would do. After a long flight back to base with it bleeding me and biting me constantly, I got it back to base and went straight to trying to track it out with the crossbow I've got, which is currently I think a journeyman crossbow, which isn't the best, but I made a huge mistake. Whilst starting to trank this out as it aggroed on me, it had already lost some health due to trying to fight things, and it was so close to being knocked out, but I actually ended up killing it, which was a whole scrapping that idea. I'd already just finished flying around the Redwood, so I didn't want to go back there. My next thought was, why not a saber cat? Whilst doing this though, I spotted a 145 RG which I tried to trap, but it actually escaped and my Argentavis aggroed onto it. As I tried to whistle passive, the RGs just went into a spiral and he died. I then turned my focus to an Alpha Carno I found, which held up a bit of a fight. It was quite a long kill, but my RG is way stronger than I'd give it credit for, so in the end I just sat on the floor and beat on it until it died. This was actually really fortunate, because for once from an Alpha I actually got good gear from it. From this I get the Mastercraft crossbow that I'm still actually using 7 streams down the line now. I still haven't made a long neck, which I really should invest in soon. Whilst flying around this island, I actually did manage to come across I think a 120 Sabertooth, which was a great find, but When I looked at his health, a 120 with such low health, I didn't want to be using this for cave runs. I felt it would just die too quickly because it isn't going to have any extra buffs. So as soon as I realised it's going to die too quickly, I just kill it, feed it to the RG, and I decide my next port of call is actually the snow biome, where on the way there I do find another Alphacano. I didn't get anything good from this one sadly, but it was some nice XP. From here I got straight into the next step, which was hunting the snow biome for a high level Daeodon or a wolf. One thing I wish I prepared before this was a closer trap, but I did actually sort out this problem later. Everything here though just seemed to be low level wolves everywhere, Daeodons, all low level, until after about half an hour of searching I actually found a 130 Daeodon, which was another long flight all the way back to my base to put it in the trap. I know I could have tamed it there, but I'd built the trap and I wanted to use it. Along the way I did spend a lot of time having to force feed the RG to get it to heal, as well as just cleaning up corpses. I did have to land multiple times for stamina, just be careful, but I tranked him out easy enough, and this was going to be the healer for everything I bred across the board. I would need another pig later on, so I did keep looking, but I never actually found one. This took a long time to tame. I never realised how much meat it took to tame something like this. The first thing I killed was a Paracerethium. Because of my settings it gives me so much prime meat and it is perfect for it. After waiting a long time, it did actually tame up, and in the end I actually called him Piggy. He didn't have the worst stats, but he also didn't have the best stats, so if for later breeding I'd probably have to get better. I put him straight to work though to heal the RG that he repeatedly kicks the shit out of all the way across the map. From here though I went straight to setting up another trap on top of the volcano. This was central enough that if I found anything redwoods or in the snow biome, I could at least carry it to reasonably quickly. Whilst I was building this though, right below me there was an Alpha Rex, which I did kill, and this took ages. And the loot at the end of it really was not worth the amount of time that this actually took. I spent so much time beating on this to get a couple crap pieces of armor that was weaker than flak. Afterwards though, I went back straight to hunting and I found a 130 wolf extremely quickly. Got it back to the trap, tranked it out. I still had all of the prime meat from the Rex, so this was such an easy tame, considering it only wanted 2 pieces of raw prime meat. It did take a while to trank out because I didn't want to risk killing it after the Sabertooth. And I'd also killed the Thyla at this point, but I choose to ignore that one. I knocked it out extremely quickly and I went straight to taming it. It tamed up even faster, where I actually named it Wolfie. It did have okay stats, nothing to be excited over, but I very quickly found a wolf which was actually of the opposite gender, which did actually end up giving me some better stats across the board anyway. Something still not amazing, and I'd probably need to hunt for more later. As soon as this finished taming, I started heading straight back to base. I threw them out and went to breed them, but I remembered I still hadn't actually fixed the stats that I had noticed on the Dilophosaur earlier, which meant I wouldn't be able to imprint it, so I decided not to start breeding yet, and I'd do it next stream after I'd fixed the stats. I also decided that next stream I needed to put more of a focus now onto getting cave ready, because doing a cave stream would then mean I'm bringing in artifacts constantly, but it would also mean I was going to need something for my water caves. Or having already tamed a Sarco, I decided to go straight on the hunt for a Sarco to try and focus the water caves as well as it would do well in the ocean. Sadly I didn't find one, so I decided to call it for the stream, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to come and watch live, you can find my Twitch in the description underneath. Otherwise, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.